guys, this is Legends Gaming. Welcome everybody. Today we've got for you a Super Saiyan 4 Ramp Vegeta deck. For those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos that are coming up for you. I've been extremely excited to bring this, guys. Anybody who's been watching our channel, you know I'm a Vegeta fan, hardcore. And I love playing blue. This is right up my alley. This was made for me. Thank you, Bandai. To get into it, we got your leader, Vegeta. When this card attacks, he draws one. And once per turn, when you deal damage to your opponent by attacking with this card, you look at the top card of your deck. If it's a mono blue card, you may place it in your energy and rest mode. Otherwise, place it on the top of your deck. And his awakening is a little lackluster, unfortunately. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more out of that. But it's when your life is at 4 or less, you may draw one card, boo, and flip this card over. Then we got, boom! Look at that, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Ultimate Evolution. He has, just like the front, auto once per turn. When this card attacks, you draw one card. He has another auto once per turn. When your opponent activates a counter skill, no matter what it is, if it has counter in there, period, if they activate that skill, you switch this card to active mode, giving you another swing. And then for his last auto, once per turn, just like the front, if you deal damage with by attacking with this card, you look at the top card. If it's a mono blue, it goes in your energy and rest mode. Otherwise, it's placed back on the top of the deck. This card, we asked over and over to Bandai, please give us something that was better for not only Vegeta, but for as far as the ramp engine. I just wanted a better Vegeta leader, period. I love the one from the Ultimate box. I still use that for my Invoker. I love it, but oh my goodness, thank you, Bandai. So to get into the deck, check out that background, by the way. Super Saiyan 4 all the way. A lot of people aren't really using this guy. I just think that he's underrated, in my opinion. But I am running 2 of the Super Saiyan 4 Sun Goku, Protector of the Earth. He does cost 5, but when you play him, during your opponent's next turn, they can't attack with battle cards unless they choose one of their battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or more and place it at the bottom of his deck. So this one, like I said in another video of mine, he's good for forcing your opponent to remove cards. For a -1 activate main, you draw 2, then choose one card in your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck. I do love that. I do wish that, however, that this unison had a plus, but I understand why. For an activate main for -2 markers, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, return them to their hand. I'm running 2 of him, so he's a great field removal to begin with. I am running 2 of the Zeno Cosmic Unison. Anybody that knows this card, you're like, well, no wonder you run him because he's freaking awesome. If you don't get rid of this dude as soon as he comes out on the field, you might as well not even waste your time with him anymore. He's staying. He has an activate main +2. If your leader card is mono blue, you place the top card of your deck in your energy, and you can't place cards in your energy for the turn. Then at the end of the turn, you place the card you place in your energy with the skill, and it's under his drop area. This, coupled with the leader, is going to get you 2 energy automatically for that turn. So, your turn 1, you're already at 3. It's amazing. And for a -5, activate main, you choose all cards in your battle areas, ignoring barrier, and shuffle them into their owner's deck. Another thing as well, this unison coupled with a leader, make sure that you get the effect from your leader first before you activate the unison. Because if not, with him stating that you can't place cards in your energy for the rest of the turn, it will block your leader swing getting that that extra energy for that turn. So make sure that you swing with the leader first, then activate your bad boy. So next we're running 4 of the Vegeta Savior of the Future. You got to have a Self-Awakener in there. I love the extra pressure. He's an add 1 card from your life. He gains a +10 and double strike. So next, we're going into 3 of the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Heroic Warrior. I love this card. He's a 2 cost, and if your leader card is a Blue Saiyan, which it is, he gains critical. So for 2, he's an easy 15k crit, and when this card is killed, you draw 1, then add up to 1 blue unison card with a specified cost of 2 from your drop area to your hand. So essentially, if they bounce or manage to kill off your Zeno, bring this bad boy out, 9 times out of 10, with it being a crit, they're going to kill it. Because they don't want that out on your board. And you just bounce your Zeno back to your hand. I like it. So next, we're going into 2 Sun Goku striving to be the best. I still love this card. This shuts down your Self-Awakeners. This shuts down your pesky little, your 2-drop 15Ks that are coming out for free practically, which is part of what Blue is doing right now, especially for the baby deck. It just prevents your opponent from swinging with energy cost 2 or less. I still love him. I'm only throwing 2 of the Mechiorp Bobbing and Weaving. He is still amazing just because he's a 2-cost, counter the attack, negate, play this card, but you switch one of your energy back to active, so he only costs 1. And then you got another beater out on the board for 15k. I am also still a fan of the Preface of Recovery Sun Goku. For those of you that know this card, I still love this card for Blue. Any chance that I can get to throw this in with Blue, I'm going to. He does cost 3, but when you play him, you choose 2 of your energy and switch him to active mode, so it becomes a 1-cost 15k. I'm running 2 of those. And next, I'm running 3 of the Vegeta Ready to Rumble. I love this dude just because, primarily, whenever you play him, he's going to shut your opponent down. Think of him like a topo, but instead of bouncing cards from the hand, he's knocking off energy. So he's a 4-cost, he's a blocker, counterattack, negate, and play. And when this card is played, your opponent can't attack for the rest of the turn unless they place one of their energy in their owner's drop area. I don't think anybody I know is going to risk bouncing their energy unless they're trying to go for game anyway. I still only have 1 of this dude. I would like to add more of him in. He's just great. He's amazing. He has unique, which means you can only have 1 of this guy out on the board at a time, but he is a 30k triple striker. Now 5 energy with this leader, and especially with the unison skill, you're going to get to 5 very, very fast. And it's going to make it even harder for your opponent to deal with. So he's a counterplay. Play this card. Then if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 7 or less, it's returned to its owner's hand instead of being played. But he also has a counter, which negates the counter skill, and you get to play this card. So either way, on your opponent's turn, you can play this card. And auto, when this card is played, you draw 1 and choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. That is amazing. I love the fact that if you can bounce a card to the bottom instead of sending it to the drop, since most decks rely on filtering stuff from their drop area back to their hands so they can play it again, this just says no. You can search it out all on your own. I'm also playing 2 of the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Rise of the Super Warrior. Oh my god, I love that artwork. I'm not a huge fan of GT. Sorry guys, I'm just not. But Super Saiyan 4 was, oh my god, one of my favorite aspects of it. And plus, I mean, it's Vegeta, come on. So he's a 6-cost blocker. If your leader card is a mono blue, when this card is played, you look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 4 mono blue battle cards among them to your hand. You place any number of the remaining mono blue cards in your energy, and place any other remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then another auto is at the end of the turn, you switch this card to active mode. So essentially, not only do you get a swing out of him, and he comes back in active mode so you can utilize his blocker feature, but the fact that you get to ramp out your energy so fast with this card, I mean, it just puts you over the top. Absolutely love it. I'm also running 2 of the Super Saiyan 4 Sun Goku Energy Annihilator. I do like that headline, man. That's cool. So he also has unique, and he's a blocker as well. An auto, for when this card is played, your opponent places 1 of their energy at the bottom of its owner's deck. I love that. I absolutely love that. You are shutting your opponent down, or at least putting them a turn behind. And his second auto is at the end of your turn, you switch this card to active mode, then your opponent chooses 1 of their battle cards and 1 of their energy and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. That's 2 in 1 turn. That is 2 energy that you're bouncing from your opponent. I had to check this dude in. I love this card. He's just an amazing finisher. So you got your Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3 Sun Goku. He's a 6-cost barrier with double strike, and when this card attacks, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and return it to its owner's hand. Then you choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode. So he essentially becomes a 4-cost, 25k double striker. Love that card. Excuse me. We're also running one. I had to throw this dude in here. He was too good. For the fact that you're ramping out your energy so fast with the leader, like I said, this dude is just too great not to put in here. So he does cost 8, but he's a double strike, dual attack, and when this card attacks, you choose up to 1 card from your opponent's life, their energy, and then place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. So that becomes 2 life and 2 energy unless they do something to stop him, which means they're going to have to counterplay. Otherwise, even if they negate, you still get to switch them back to active mode and do it again. Love that guy. I love that he finally has a place other than the World Tournament stuff, which I love. I do. But we're also playing, until I can get another one of these dudes. Oh my gosh, this is an amazing super combo. Thank you, Bandai. I'm running 3, and then 1 of the Goku. So this dude, an amazing super combo. I've even teched him in my Invoker build, and I love what he does for that build. He is, if your leader card is blue, your life is at 4 or less, and all of your energy is blue. When this card is used in a combo, it gets plus 10k power. For the battle, then you may choose 1 card in your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw 2 cards. It's just an amazing way to filter through your deck, and it gives you it not only gives you that, but it gives you hand advantage a little bit more. And the pesky cards that you're like, I really don't need this, or it's useless, what can I do with it? Combo, bounce it, draw 2 more. I love it. And you can't play blue now, especially something that ramps or anything, without playing Ultra Instinct Sun Goku the Unstoppable. An amazing card. He's very versatile. So many instances where this guy can come into play. You do have to be careful. He does cost 4, so make sure that you're not completely tapping yourself out. Even though this dude does ramp out, you still have to be defensive with this deck a little bit. So, he's a counterplay play and a counterattack play. He does not negate the attack, so keep that in mind. Permanent, the card's skills cannot be negated in any area by your opponent's skills. And auto, when you play this card, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, return it to its owner's hand, and then if it's in your opponent's turn, it's already draw 1 card. I love it. He's good. I'm also running 2 of the Super Saiyan Trunks God Sealing technique. I've tried messing around with 3. I was seeing him a lot more than I wanted to, and then he was becoming charge fodder. But when I needed him, he was there at 2. He's a counterplay. You do keep in mind that when you play him, you can't activate counterplays for the rest of the turn. But you may discard this card from your hand. If you do, the battle card being played is returned to its owner's hand instead. And if you don't, you play this card instead by paying 5. But a permanent, if you have a blue unison card with 2 or more markers in play, which would be your Zeno, or even your Goku, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. So essentially he becomes a free bounce by ditching, or he becomes a free play. Now, early in the game with your Vegeta, until you can really ramp out, you need to play defensive. So we're running 4 of the Ultra Instinct Goku's Kamehameha. He's a 1-cost for an activate battle. If your leader card is blue, you choose up to 1 of your leader cards or battle cards. It gets a plus 15k power for the duration of the battle. And auto, if all of your energy is blue, when you activate this card, you choose 1. Either if it's your turn, you draw 1, or if it's your opponent's turn, you choose up 1 of your blue energy, switch it to active mode. Primarily, even though you do want to be defensive, 9 times out of 10, your opponent's really not going to want this attack to go through, just because it allows you to ramp that energy out, and they're not going to want you to get that far ahead of them. So they're either going to negate, or they're going to try to combo. So the best thing that you can do is if you swing and they don't negate you, go ahead and pop this dude down. It's an extra 15k. They're going to take it. Next, we've got a staple for blue. You can't run it without Senzu Bean. Anybody that knows Senzu Bean, if you don't, You go ahead and pick him up, man. He's just a tap 1, choose a leader card or battle card, gives a 5k buff for the rest of the turn, whether that's your turn or your opponent's, then you can choose 2 energy and switch him to active mode. He's just amazing. Another staple for blue, just because it's the best darn negate for blue, Dimension Magic. He's a counter attack, you pay 1, you negate the attack and you choose 2 energy and switch him to active mode. But I still love the fact that the Sparking 5, which means you have to have 5 cards in your drop. You can activate the skill by taking a card from your life and adding it to your hand. And I teched in at least 1 Scientist Fu just for another game finisher. I know there's a lot of closers in here and win cons for this deck, but I'm just a huge fan of Scientist Fu. He's come through for me so many times in games. Just for an Overrealm 7, 1 energy, he's a 25k double striker that draws you 2 cards. That's very, very hard to get around, especially when your opponent's trying to anticipate everything that you're playing for what a deck does. Most aren't going to see that you're playing a Scientist Fu at the end with only 1 energy left open. So that's the deck. Tell us what you think. Do you like it? Have you tried it? Are there certain ratios that you would suggest that we would try something else differently? By all means, critique. We love listening to that stuff. And don't forget, for those of you who are keeping an eye on our giveaway, we have already hit our 100 limit for the month. So we are definitely giving away the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku statue, but we also wanted to add a little bit extra. Not only will you get the Mastered Ultra Instinct Sun Goku statue for a random selection, but we're also going to be giving away a surprise Dragon Ball Z pop if we can manage to hit 150. We still have half a month to go. So for those of you that are interested, share us. Tell your friends about us. Spread the word. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.